Oh, how'd you like those drone shots of the Kalbarri cliffs? That's the first time I've seen those with my own drone like that. They're great. Well, welcome to episode 37 now, I think that is. Gee, it wasn't long ago I was doing episode 1 at Lake Coolmunda. But yeah, this is a bit of a different video for me, sitting down like this. But I did have a bit of a rushed time looking for the best sunset spot to go at the cliffs. So yeah, I didn't get to read a lot of the information boards, just you know, sort of a quick description, and I have tried to remember where all the different locations I was. But we'll just see how we go. Yeah, I did use the GoPro a bit as well. Some of it's a little bit grainy footage because I had it zoomed in a fair bit, but yeah, hopefully I can sort of sort that out. And up to Red Bluff. There's Kalbarri. So I think there should be Red Bluff there. Yeah, that's a bit of a view looking down at the beach and Kalbarri off in the distance. So that was quite a good one. Then on to Eagle Bluff. You had to walk around that one. With the Pot Alley, yeah, just drove down there. You could see a little beach. I think I've got some footage of that beach. There it is. You've got to watch your exhaust pipe on that car park too. There's a few stones that stick up for that. Grandstand. And you can actually see what they mean by grandstand when you go there. Looks like you're looking for a Quidditch match or something. Quidditch World Cup. But yeah, that was interesting. That would have been a good one to go. Then yeah, off to the Shell House. What the problem was, I was filming the little boards, but I wasn't sort of stopping to read sort of where you're going to find what the lookout's named after. Yeah, it was on to the Natural Bridge and Castle Cove. And Natural Bridge is pretty well self-explanatory. You can sort of make out the bridge there. Castle Cove, I wasn't too sure. If you look at those videos, I wasn't too sure if that single rock was meant to be the castle, or if you see it from the drone, you look back and it sort of looks like a bit of a castle. But yeah, I sort of took the risk of taking the drone out to sea because it was pretty windy. Not a lot of footage. The wind was buffeting the drone around a fair bit, so couldn't get too many photo shots because they came out blurry. This shot here of the at the Castle Cove was a bit of a nerve-wracking experience because just towards the end of the filming with the drone, the little beep went off that it was low on battery. And with these drones, they do a return to home, so they go up to a certain height and then come home. But this thing was wasting time getting to a height, still out to sea, and I'm sort of worried about that sort of was going to descend into the sea, because I've heard other people have lost drones like that. So got it back. So a little bit of footage there where you see the drone heading towards the coast. It was actually beeping on the phone, and I was quite glad I got that back. But yeah, so you know, it was a hot day, but it was great to be near the ocean with that breeze. And yeah, eventually it was yeah, Castle Cove and Natural Bridge for the sunset. How's that? This is Castle Cove. Just getting ready for sunset, which is yeah, it's Island Rock. Yes, I also had taken a drive around Kalbarri as well. The poor place is sort of recovering from that cyclone just a few months ago, and there was quite a few sort of buildings without roofs and a few gutted buildings, a cafe. I did film a bit, but you know, probably just put up one image of that. But I think they just basically need some tourists to come in. All the caravan parks are open, the supermarket. And yeah, I stayed at the Tudor caravan park because I hadn't stayed there before. And had a lot of shade at the back. And had quite a few kangaroos in the evening, at night, and in the morning they came around. And I went out to the Zeitorf lookout, which is a Dutch ship that went missing in the winter of 1712, carrying silver coins. They didn't find it again until I think in the 20th century. So they did find artefacts below the cliffs. So yeah, between Kalbarri and Shark Bay is the Zeitorf cliffs. And there's a bit of footage coming into the Kalbarri, the little boats coming through the entrance there. It's good to get a shot of that while I could. And there's me buzzing myself up at the lookout. Yeah, so the National Park Gorges, I'm pretty sure I couldn't fly a drone there. I would love to have, but it was pretty windy. But that's all right, I've still got some nice ground footage and footage from the Sky Bridge. A little bit of footage. I found a little rotunda thing to park under for a couple of hours when I got into Kalbarri, because that was about 42, 43. Right from leaving Denham, it got pretty hot. It's like about 49 degrees in the car. There's a fly on the lens, get off. On to the Pink Lake, or HUTT Lagoon, which looks like a great big dam full of strawberry milk. But actually during the reading up, it has, I can't remember the actual words, something keratin or something, but they do use it for food colouring and cosmetics and health food products. So that HUTT Lagoon's all near the Hutt River, which is where that famous Hutt River province was. The wheat farmer who seceded from Australia and started his own sort of kingdom. And he used to get the tourists in there, you know, getting a special stamp and getting it stamped and a currency. But it actually disbanded last year. I reckon with the COVID, you know, they didn't get the tourists, so they had to close. But also they owed the taxman millions of dollars. So I'm not sure the whole thing of that, but yeah, that's sort of no more. Yeah, so that's fantastic, that Pink Lake. I mean, I sort of stopped on both sides of the lake, and depends on what time of day, what time of year, how much water's in it. But I really got a good view of it with the drone. So yes, coming in from Kalbarri, managed to find a little nook right on the edge, and yeah, around the main road into Port Gregory. But it does depend on what time of year and when the sun is, of course, you get the colours. But I think I really lucked out on that day. I had great colours. That pink is not a filter, that really was that colour. So yeah, that's very impressive for that area. Yeah, so I was whizzing the drone around as much as I could with the battery I had left. Look at this. It went right down onto that. That's so interesting. But a drone was completely out of sight when I did that. I did walk down to the waterfront. The salt twinkling under your feet. Yeah, this shot here, this is another return to home. This is where the batteries are low again. And I actually took it off from basically the road, so when it was returning itself in, I was hoping it wouldn't sort of land near the road. So yeah, got that in okay under the power lines. That was all well and good. And then yeah, just a little bit up the road was this lookout of the Pink Lake. But yeah, check out this sign. This is a sign they should have everywhere, I think, in all the parks around Australia, all the rest areas. It's a classic. Yeah, so with Port Gregory, it's a fantastic spot. I love that colour of that water and the little jetty there. Trying to film a couple of kids on motorbikes right there on the sands. I just can't believe the colour of this water. Wow. And a little jetty here. No, it's not a very tall jetty. Jumping in that water. But that was a great spot. I was just a bit there too early in the day. I just wanted to sort of get going. I still wanted to get to that that Port Gregory Convict recruitment settlement, I think it is. There they are, if you're in here. The Port Gregory Convict Hiring Depot, 1853 to 1856. I think this was more of a short-term jail. People have engraved their names, some quite a few years ago, 1933. (1967). I suppose one day they might stop people walking through that old ruin. Completed in 1855, this was the hospital. Now here's an interesting fact I learnt on studying this up. One of the staff members was Thomas Leon Owens, who was the husband of Anna Leon Owens. So she became prominent as the author of the memoirs as a governess to the King of Siam, which, if you know your movies, became a Rodgers and Hammerstein movie, The King and I, with Yul Brynner. So yeah, the original author of the memoirs was living right here. Who would have thought? By the looks of it, 6 rooms: superintendent's office, medical attendance room, commissariat store, commissariat office, depot and depot store. This here was the well, 18 metres. Yeah, the little birds were, what do you call it, buzzing the drone there, little black swallows. There must have been nests there. So all that footage, you'll see little black things flying all around the drone. So I did eventually land it just so I didn't hit a bird and down the drone. I've sort of learned how to land it, catch it, then flip it over and it turns the blades off. Well, I did have a couple of nicks with the fingers. There's a bit of footage there. So that was at the settlement. But yeah, that's always interesting going into that settlement there, having a look. But yeah, great to have some drone footage as well. Yeah, Western Australia just has so much fantastic coastline. It's, yeah, to have not seen a bad one yet. It just keeps getting better and better. Well, that's it for this episode. Let me know in the comments if you like that format with the sit down and the chat. And next one should be around the Geraldton area. Thanks for all subscribers. Welcome to all the new subscribers, and don't forget to do the thumbs up and subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next video next year. Take care, have a good Christmas. There's my camp.